Good afternoon, Sierra Vista and Southeastern Arizona. This is Melany Edwards-Barton, CEO here at the Sierra Vista Area Chamber of Commerce. And you see we have a special guest with us today. You know him, you love him. It's Sheriff Dannels. Welcome.
Thank you, Melanie. Nice introduction. Hello, everyone.
So thank you so much for being here today. I know that there's an important message for you that you are working really hard to get out. It was on CBS this morning, which was fabulous. But obviously we all know what's happening down here in Southeastern Arizona on our border. There's actually quite a few different things that are happening, but we'll talk about each one of those a little bit and what the Sheriff's Department is doing to work through that and to assist all of us down here and protect us. So let's start a little bit with the load cars.
Well, sadly, and this is my 39th year in law enforcement, stationed on Fort Chico prior to that. And so I've seen border and border related issues that we deal here in Cochise County. We're a border community. We're always going to have that, no doubt about it. But what we're seeing now is a level I've never seen. I'll just say that. And you talk to law enforcement, the Border Patrol agents or the experts of this, yield to that. You look at your troopers out there and your police officers and your sheriff's deputies and all the leadership within. This is a new challenge for us when it comes to the smuggling going on the border. Cochise County over the last several years has become a fight and flight county. What I mean by that is come here, primarily U.S. citizens partaking in international crime with the transnational organizations, cartels, coming down here to pick up. It's lucrative. It's about $2,000 per person. Per migrant to drive them from Cochise County to Maricopa County, to the destination. So they can make $5,000 to $8,000, $10,000 in one trip. That's why they're coming via social media. So we recognize it. Now, what's that mean to Cochise County? What it means is the cartels tell these people, and they're disposable. These people come down, they're disposable to the cartels. It's a crime that keeps giving, if you call it such. But they're coming down here, they're told by the cartels, go as fast as you can to get out of Cochise County. A lot of them bring their own crime, their own criminal baggage down here. They're repetitive criminals. And so they pick up along the highways. They're all camouflaged up, and they go deadly speeds through Cochise County and our communities. That's where we become involved. That's where the Sheriff's Department, your police departments, your troopers, and even your agents. Now, agents have smuggling authority when it comes to interdiction on immigration. We don't. But once you commit a state violation, that's why you see us involved. People say, there's been a couple comments through social media, well, let them go. Mm-hmm. How do you do that when you got a car going 100 miles an hour and you turn your back and law enforcement goes the other way and a family gets killed? I consciously can't do that. Mm-hmm. So we've been very, very operationally minded when it comes to how do we interdict these people safely and bring that pursuit or that vehicle to a safe conclusion. So we've done very well. Last year, September 28th of 2022, the state of Arizona passed a law that says if you smuggle and you're a driver for profit, which is you're exploiting people, I call it modern day slavery, you can be charged for a felony.
I know you worked really hard to get that passed.
I was there. We pushed it very hard.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate our state. When Governor Ducey signed it, he asked me to be there with him. I was there. We signed it. So Cochise County says September 28th of 2022 till third week in August, which is 10, 11 months, we've had 409 smuggler drivers arrested in Cochise County. Brian McIntyre, I'm going to give him a shout out. He's doing an amazing job, him and his team over there to keep us safe. But the message I want to share with everybody today is, yeah, we're seeing some bad things going on, to include law enforcement being injured. I've had a couple of deputies have been in the hospital over last week. This is hard for me, I'll just tell you. But we're doing everything we can in a collective fashion. We're all working together. If you wear a badge in this county, whether you're a city officer, deputy sheriff, trooper, or federal agent, we're side by side for the people in this county because this is their homes too. So we're working as hard as we can. We have a prosecutor standing with us. We have mayor standing with us. We have you standing with us because at the end of the day, this is our home. This is a great place to live. Mm-hmm. You and I talk about this, whether we're in Phoenix talking to the governor, you and I, here in the community. It's a great place to live. But right now we need to unite, make sure that we're standing together to protect them. Because we've got some challenges that we normally don't see here, and we're going to do everything we can. I've asked for some additional resources through the governor's office, spoke to the governor last Friday. I got a meeting tomorrow, but we're going to, sheriffs throughout the state and beyond are going to be sending some resources. We're going to be doing things here just to send a message to the cartels that if you're going to commit crime here, you're going to jail.
And we appreciate that. I mean, I live here My family lives here. My granddaughters live here. And I love it here. I've been here for 22 years. I don't want to go anywhere. And so we really appreciate everything that you and all of our law enforcement agencies are doing to keep all of us safe here so that we don't have to go somewhere else. We don't have to move. But obviously from that perspective, being the Chamber of Commerce and, and trying to help protect our businesses in southeastern Arizona, across southeastern Arizona, it's hard for us to work on economic development. I know everybody, the big joke, of course, is Red Lobster and Costco and all of that, But here's the thing. We have to increase our population in order to make something like that happen. Well, how do we increase our population when people just hear about these, boat cars and these chases and all of this happening? They don't want to come here. They don't want to bring their families here or their business here. And I understand that. But at the same time, I do want to say that if I felt like my life or my grandchildren's lives were at stake, then I would pick up and move.
That's right.
I love it here. It's beautiful. I feel, for the most part, safe because we have these law enforcement agencies that are all working together. And you're pushing so hard with the feds to get them involved. But I think it's important for people to understand that while it immediately affects us here, that there's the fentanyl, there's the illegal immigrants that are not coming through the port of entry.
Right.
And I think that's what's the important difference to point out here is that we have a lot that are seeking asylum. We're not a sanctuary city. That was a bad rumor. But we have a lot that are coming through, and those ones are checked. Their backgrounds are checked, all of that, when they come through for seeking asylum. So it's not the cartels. It's not the drug runners. Those ones are coming across not through the port of entry, but across the area on the border where it's not protected or there's no wall there. And so those are the ones that you're chasing down. Those are the ones. So for people to understand that we do have people coming across seeking asylum and they're looking for a better life, it's different than the ones that are in the load cars. It's different from the ones that are, bringing the fentanyl. But it doesn't all stay here in Cochise County. And I think that's what's so important is for people to understand that, like you said, our citizens are getting paid to get these people out of Cochise County, which means that they're ending up in other parts of the state and the United States, along with the drugs.
Out of since the last 19, 20 months, we've had just under 2,400 people booked in our jail for border-related crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those almost 2,400 people, only 136 were foreign-born or illegal. These are U.S. citizens, and shame on them. I mean that, shame on them. You saw a post we put on our Facebook last week. We're looking for a citizen from our county, Sierra Vista here. And we're going after him. If you're watching this, we're coming. And the bottom line is, you're terrorizing your own city, your own home. What's wrong with you? And so, again, it goes back to U.S. citizens, Americans need to really take a check on what they're doing here. They are. They're ruining this country by doing this. But we have two things going on in Cochise County. And over the last several years, we've seen the smuggling. These are people that can't give up. They're gotaways. They're coming in the country because they can't run up to a border patrol agent and claim asylum or credible fear and say, hey, I need protection. And that's what that law is all about. Instead, they're aggravated deportees or they're criminals. Last year, 2023 federal fiscal year, which was from October 1 till September, just ended up, 18,500 serious criminals were apprehended on the southwest border. That's a lot of people. These are murderers, pedophiles, you name it. That's what we know of. But also last year, 600,000 got away. That tells me what came in this country we'll never know until a tragedy strikes. The situation in Minnesota where this little 11-year-old was in a stash house and they raped her. They're just raping her over and over. These are tragedies nobody wants to hear, but they're real if we don't secure this border. Now what's happened, and this is where you saw me get upset, and the mayor's united with me, police chiefs, county attorney, where people coming across the border as give-ups, running over to Border Patrol saying, I give up a credible fear. They ship them here. They process them, take them here. They didn't come across the border in Cochise County. They process them, which is expedited. And we just heard this the other day. Single male adults, only 5% are truly vetted. So 95%. And think about it, when you're pulling people from other countries that are coming here, we don't have a vetting system with those countries. We have no idea. They're expedited and then released here. That's where the problem lies, which the mayors and chiefs and I, that's why we did a press conference and said enough is enough. And so we're dealing with that element and then the gotaways that we're dealing with, the fight and flight syndrome of it. So it's a true challenge. We've made it very clear, and I'll say to you, Melany, members of Congress, this administration has to engage, has to do a better job. And now you're seeing the impact. You look at New York and these other places, they're all crying right now. I have not heard anybody say, yeah, this is working yet. And our community is filled with Border Patrol agents. They live here, they work here. I haven't had one tell me this is working either. And they're the experts. All I can say is this, that until collective government, state and local, federal, comes together and says, let's have a collective message, let's enforce the rule of law with reasonable consequences, and let's enhance judicial oversight for these credible fear claims at the border, not 5 years later.
Right.
Secretary Marks made this comment to me, Melany. I brought that up to him with about a dozen other sheriffs and said, Sheriff, you're 100% correct. Statements have been made that we've brought more judicial oversight on the border. We haven't seen it. So until it becomes a reality and that we actually start putting measures in place that work, you heard about building the fence or the fence in Texas right now. We're going to put this fence up. Until that's a sliver piece of a pie. We need the whole pie, and we need to make sure everybody working together get those solutions on the table. The national sheriffs delivered a 16-point action plan to Secretary Mayorkas. I hand delivered it to him on behalf of national sheriffs. Never heard anything. Sheriffs were going, what are we doing with it? I asked Secretary Mayorkas, where's that action plan? His comment to me, did you give me something, Sheriff? I know some people say, well, the sheriff doesn't like him. Let's not make it personal. It's about how I took an oath to protect this community in this county and work side by side you as a community leader. And we work very well together. But we need them to engage. When you hear me say engage, that's why I tell those kind of stories. The president, and I'll just say this too. This is the first president, take it any way you want, in history that the national sheriffs, there's over 3,000 sheriffs in this country, he has never met with one of America's sheriffs yet since he's been in office. And it's not, we have asked for that meeting to discuss our communities, discuss what you and I are talking about. You and I can talk all day, but we have to have him at the table. National sheriffs, presidents from out the country have asked to meet, and we haven't. So that's like me saying, I won't meet with my citizens in Cochise County. That's not how you solve problems. And I'll say that on this show too. But absent of control, I have no control on that. We're going to do everything we can. You and I, the mayors, the police chiefs, and the citizens, most important. See something, say something, stand with us. We're standing with you, and we're going to make this better.
It's just protecting our home. And so we're working alongside as well and working with the Arizona Chamber executives to help educate all of them, because we have chamber executives from all over the state. And we met about 2 weeks ago and we talked about this issue. And so educating them as well so that they understand and they can advocate, because we do work with the Arizona Chamber of Commerce and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And the U.S. Chamber has a campaign right now called the Liberty Campaign. And that's basically immigration reform. So that's not necessarily security on our border, but it's part of the issue. And so that's our workforce, things like that. We could have, all of our jobs covered in Cochise County if we could fix the immigration system. But there's a lot of issues that they're working with as well. And so from the business perspective, we have our partners too. And so all of our law enforcement partners out there, but then we have our business partners too. And so we are going to work together on this, and we're going to continue voicing, but I just think it's so important for the rest of the United States to understand that this will impact you. If you don't feel it right now, you will. And so because they're running through our county and to your communities. And so we just ask for that partnership for everybody out there to, support, stand behind, and make sure that our government, our feds understand the issue and provide the support that's needed to help secure the border and keep us all safe down here.
Well, you and I will be at a dinner tonight.
Yes, we will.
Addressing this tonight with one of our congressmen and business leaders throughout, and the military will be there. We're doing it together here in Cochise County. There should be no criticism of what we're trying to do here. Okay, I get the frustration. I get what you see out there and why you're frustrated, but unite with us because we're a stronger force united than we are divided. So we're going to keep doing it. I promise you. Melanie, thanks for everything you're doing. You and I have sit in meetings in Phoenix, Tucson. Tonight will be another one, and long days for both of us. I know as we look for, let's face it, the balance of this.
Absolutely.
And but it goes back to the rule of law. It's
Well,
what our
and
country's all about.
we love our communities
Yes.
down here, and we, don't want to go anywhere.
Oh no.
And we want to build our communities up, and we want to support our businesses down here. So we work together. That's what we do.
I've said this and I've testified in this, and I'll keep saying it. And many of the opportunities I have is when any elected official worries more about being reelected than they do serving the people. That's what it fractures.
Absolutely.
And I look at Congress. That's pointed right to you. They're more worried about being reelected than looking at their communities. That number one reason why they serve. We all share the same oath, and that's to protect America. I don't care if it's a rural county like ours or New York City. The bottom line word should be protecting our country, and that comes with being unified.
Agreed. So we work together. So let's talk. I mean, that's tough stuff. It's heavy. It's a lot, but at the same time, you're doing some great stuff in the community as well. I mean, that's all great too, but some fun stuff.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit. You just got a helicopter.
We did. It's another asset law enforcement tool that's going to work right into what we're trying to do. This was something we did under Governor Ducey to another resource down here. We're always trying to be visionary, like what's it going to look like in 6 months? What do we need to do? How do we secure the funding? So we
When
secured.
you have that crystal ball, if I could borrow that, that would be great.
It's got a couple cracks.
Got a couple cracks. That's fine.
So it's hard to read sometimes. But that was a $9 million grant, no in kind, which means we're not asking
Wonderful.
the citizens here. So in the last 11 years I've been your sheriff, we've secured over $100 million. And that is to offset costs, but number one, drive programs that we feel are beneficial to the community. And I got to say this, we have that new Challenger out there. That was bought through a settlement through the Attorney General's office for educational purposes, prevention purposes, for schools. That's how we've designed that. We got some swag for the kids. It says, seek opportunities, not drugs. All that was cost no in kind, which means it was a $250,000 grant to help our communities, to help our kids. But some people are saying, well, we should have used that money. Well, we don't get a chance to use the money. Those are targeted, designed grants, and you can use it for this or you don't get the grant.
Exactly, and that's how grants are.
Yes.
You submit the proposal detailed.
Yes.
With and then that gets reviewed and approved or denied, or and so it's not just like they hand you a pot of money and say do what you want with it. Doesn't work that way. Not with grants.
And let me just say, we've taken that car everywhere, all over the county to schools.
I've ridden in it.
Yeah, ain't it nice? Yeah, we did the driving track.
And it growls.
It growls.
It literally growls.
We did National Night Out a couple nights ago, and there was a line by the kids. And I'm not saying this to my firefighter friends, but you have a fire truck and you have the Hellcat. That's what it is.
Well, it goes a little faster.
Yeah, and it growls at you.
And it does growl at you. So, now the kids didn't get to drive it. No, you've got trained personnel, obviously trained deputies in there that drive it, but it's a fun ride.
It is a fun ride, but we do it because it connects with our youth.
Absolutely.
And that's what's most important.
You have to grab their attention.
When I ran for sheriff 11 years ago, and nothing's changed on that, there was 3 objectives: education, prevention, and enforcement. So 66% of what we do is to educate and prevent. That car is part of that ingredients there.
That's wonderful. So you also have coming up the charity ride.
We do.
What year is this for the charity ride?
11th. 11th.
Okay, so 11 years now you've been doing the charity ride. And I know this year you are giving away $50,000 to charities.
We did. We had our 10th last year and gave out $100,000. So it's usually $10,000 per charity.
And we've been out there the last couple of years supporting
awesome.
that.
Yes,
I'd love to be out there. That's my plan, but it's also on my granddaughter's birthday.
Bring her to then.
Oh, bring her with her. Okay. Will you have the Hellcat out there?
We will.
Okay.
We definitely will. And we always look, and again, we're giving out five $10,000 charities. We always represent a veterans group, a youth group, usually an animal group in there somehow. Right. Can we help an animal? And then a school or another group. So, and we encourage people to apply for that. I mean, this is community money that's brought in and then given back out in an organized way. I want to give a big shout out to Southwest American Credit Union,
Oh, American Southwest.
Jay over there, and I want to give a
Yep.
big shout out to Sean Lawley and Lawley Automotive Group. There are two partners in this. And I know the sheriff's department, you see the big logo, but we couldn't do it without them too,
Mhm.
because they pay our operational expenses to put this on. And then when a business gives us a dollar bill, that dollar bill 100% goes right back to the community. So we're honored to do it. It's a community event. It's not a sheriff's event. It's really a community event. We just organize it through my outreach unit, but we're so excited about that. Cars for Kids is another one that you're involved with us on that. That's through the Fraternal Police, but the sheriff's office and myself are very instrumental in that. We raise over $50,000 a year for Boys and Girls Club. And then 30% stays with the Fraternal Police for our community outreach.
Mhm.
So we're taking money and we're giving it right back. Those are two huge events that the Sheriff's Office does every year. And the many other things we do between our CTE.
They also have a huge raffle there as well.
Yes.
Every year. And so even if you don't participate in the charity ride, you can still come out and buy raffle tickets.
We have over 20 different prizes that we raffle, that we give out. And each one I think is worth $500 a piece.
Yeah,
it's
they're
nice stuff. And that goes back
big
for your
gifts.
business community that
Mhm.
Melanie's talking about, that represents, that they donate to us, that we can help people come out. And if they come out, they can win that.
Yeah, so come on November 4th.
November 4th.
Is registration still open?
It's open. It'll be open all the way up to
How
pretty much the day.
many vehicles last year?
Between 500 and 600. And what's the coolest part, and this is kind of picking up some momentum. So when we pull out like 9 o'clock, 8:30, we pull out of Lawley's Automotive next to the credit union there. It's like a parade going down.
Yes, we
Boulevard.
usually live stream
You
that
do.
every year, and just watching them all
Yes.
come out, and it's amazing.
I want to switch gears if I could just for a minute. We had a recognition. Congressman Cisco Mine's office recognized my volunteers, my Sheriff's Assist team yesterday. We have over 100 volunteers at the Sheriff's Office in search and rescue Sheriff's Assist team, but our Sheriff's Assist team got recognized, and I'll tell you what they got recognized for serving our veterans.
Mhm.
Since we started this several years ago, they have escorted, I think it was 299 veterans to their final rest. And we're 87% veterans in our Sheriff's Assist team, my members, these volunteers. So to give back to a veteran community that you and I both represent is such an honor. So I want to give a shout out to our Sheriff's Assist team, to our veteran community out there. Thank you for all that support, and we're honored to do that for them. Thank you.
And they're actually a member of our chamber as well. And
Yes.
and they support our events, and they're fabulous. So well deserved. Congratulations.
In fact, they'll be doing Art in the Park this weekend.
Mhm.
The Sheriff's Assist team. They'll be doing the what's the other big event this weekend? The Sky
the
Island
Sky
Tour.
Island Tour.
Sky Island Tour.
There's so much going on this weekend.
And they're out there.
Mhm.
We don't charge people for that. It's our way of giving back to the community, and especially these 100 volunteers. And every year I tell them, I said, listen, they don't get raises. They do it because they're passionate about their hometown, their community.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're wonderful.
Yeah, they are.
So much going on.
Yes.
So I'm just going to throw out a little plug right now. If you are interested in talking with Sheriff Dannels face to face, you can put this on your calendar and please register on our website. But on October 24th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Herald Review building on Fab Avenue, Sheriff Dannels will be there for our Community Connect, engaging with elected officials. And so he'll get up and give about a 5 or 10, 15-minute talk about what's happening, but then the rest of the time he's there to talk to you face to face and have those conversations. And that was something that you brought up earlier, was having those conversations. And that's what you do. Obviously, you're all over the place talking with our citizens and all of the partners. And so we just want to give all of our citizens out there in southeastern Arizona this opportunity. Doesn't cost you anything to attend, but please do RSVP on our website at svachamber.com. Very important that you RSVP because we do have some appetizers out there and we want to know how many people are coming. So again, that'll be October 24th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Herald Review Media Building here in Sierra Vista. So we appreciate
Hope to see you out there. Hope to see you out there. And please come out. I have some of my staff members there too.
Absolutely.
So it just won't be me. I ask the questions. There's a lot of questions about our jail, our new jail.
Mhm.
We just had the election, and thank you everybody that supported that. I truly mean that. I mean, it's time to move forward with that. So I'm excited about that. And when people bring up the jail, I always say this: that's a quality of life issue.
Mhm.
It's the hub of the criminal justice system. Because if we don't have a jail, where do they go? Back on the streets.
Mhm.
So thank you everybody for supporting that. And the many other things that we're doing out there, whether it be the helicopter, which is a new tool in our armory to go out there and protect the citizens, protect the law enforcement officers. And we got some more stuff coming. So we're going to talk more on that. So,
Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think our things, we have events. You want to know what's coming up?
Sure.
Okay, so we have, goodness gracious, we have a lot of ribbon cuttings coming up.
Good.
So we actually have one tomorrow, and so that's October 6th at 1 o'clock at Lori's place.
I'll be there.
So you'll be there. So that's a remodel, and it's beautiful what's happened. If you don't know anything about Lori's place, please come out. The information's on our website under events in the calendar, and come out and support that.
Yes.
But they are victim advocates, and their facility is amazing.
It
And
is.
the people that are there are just incredible with what they do. And so we'll be there tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then we have another one October 24th at noon. Comfort Inn and Suites have
Good.
completely remodeled. And so we're excited to check that out. And that one, if you don't know where it's at, it's closer to 90 and 92, kind of
Yeah.
that intersection down there. Kind of to the right of Ace Hardware. So,
Yes.
but we'll be down there October 24th at noon. So come on down for that. Another one, October 26th at 2 o'clock at Adobe Population Health, one of our new members. And then another one, November 13th at 3 o'clock for Valor Hospice Care.
Good.
So
They do an amazing job.
they
We're
are
very close to them,
incredible.
yes. We're very close to them.
Absolutely incredible. So make sure you get those on your calendar and come on out. We do have an app. If you download our app onto your phone, you can get to the calendar, and then there's a Google map for everything. So if you forget where you're going, you can just hit that Google map and it'll tell you where you're going. So we also have our next Business at Twilight coming up October 19th. This one is hosted by Guild Mortgage.
Oh,
And
good.
they jump on that list every year, and we just love Guild Mortgage. So they are hosting the next one. Again, that's October 19th from 5 to 7 p.m. Again, please just RSVP for this, but it's a great way to stop by after work, grab something to eat, something to drink, do some great networking, and then head home.
That's what makes this community great. And I walked in today, I'm gonna give a shout out to the Chamber's leadership course. A lot of people don't know about, but the business leadership course, I know they're right across the hall here, learning, networking, but I went through that course years ago, and that networking still exists today with some of the people working on this committee. So thank you guys for doing that.
Of course. We're in our 22nd year.
Oh, wow.
And so, yes, well, I went through the course a couple years ago as well.
Did you? Okay.
Just a couple.
But
But
we're
I
young, we're
remember, I mean, and so those connections that I have
Yes.
as well are just, they're constant.
They are.
And with the teammates and the leaders that we met, and I think my favorite day was Law Enforcement Day.
That's good.
It was so much fun.
But the friendships too.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
networking comes with partnerships and friendships, and that's what knits this community together. I think it's so important. So yeah, it's great.
So today, actually, our group is in Benson. That's a different networking group that's in the other room. But our leadership group is in Benson today. We added a day called Energy Day.
Oh, good.
And so they're spending half the day in Benson at SSVEC and the other half at APCO, so like Arizona
good.
G&T, and learning about the energy and how we get it. And they're touring, and I'm jealous I'm not with them today, but maybe next year I'll join
I was
them on
wondering why
that
you
day.
weren't with them today. were you?
I'm not with
Yeah.
them today because I got home about 3 o'clock in the morning from Phoenix, picking up my dad. He's here to visit. And so that's why, because there was no way I could be
That's a
back
good
out at
reason.
7 a.m. when we got home at
That's a
3.
good reason, though, Mel.
That's a good reason. So next time I will do that. But so Business at Twilight, October 19th, 5 to 7. And then we told you about October 24th with the sheriff, our Community Connect. We also have our annual Bring a Vet to Lunch coming up.
Well, that's a great event.
It's a wonderful event.
Yes, I
So
always-
we
I always
usually
go.
have about 300 people in attendance for that.
Sure.
And that'll be November 1st at 11:30 at Thunder Mountain Activity Center. And so this is where our businesses show their respect and honor our veterans. And so our businesses will purchase tables and then donate seats at those tables to our veterans. So our veterans are able to attend at no cost.
It's great.
So our registration is open right now for our businesses out there to purchase a table. And through the registration, you can just tell us how many seats at that table you're donating, and that way we can get a tally and we can start opening the registration to our veterans as well. So we have quite a few sponsors for that. So lots of sponsors, of course. So our diamond sponsors are SSVEC, Herald Review Media, the VFW Post 9972, Texanap, and Aetna. And our gold sponsors, Cox Communications, ASRC Federal, Cochise College, and Gunny's Barbecue. Our silver sponsors, told you there's a lot, Kinetic Health, Jacobs, Lolly Automotive, Agile Defense. And our copper sponsors, General Dynamics IT, Canyon Vista Medical Center, Scotia Management Group, and Action Technology Services, and CIS, which is now Cochise Internet Services, new owner. So thank you to all of our sponsors. And I love to read this because it really shows the diversity of our business community that come together to support. And so you can be one of those sponsors too. Just go to svachamber.com and get that purchased. Also, Christmas parade. Yes. So coming up December 2nd.
Right on us.
Yeah. So we had our first parade meeting this week, but our theme this year is Christmas Around the World.
Oh, that's good.
Which goes perfectly with our Santas that are in Veterans Park every year. And so anyway, if you're thinking about getting signed up for that, jump on and get registered. Registration is open for that right now. The parade will be December 2nd, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think 2 years ago we had 47 entries. Last year we had 71. And so the parade lasted about an hour and a half. And the staging area is a little different this year for all of those that are in the parade. So make sure you jump on and take a look at that. Call us with any questions, but we'll have meetings with you as well. But the parade route will be the same.
Such a great tradition.
Oh.
It really opens the door for the holidays.
Well, this is our 64th.
Wow. See?
So we have the longest running Christmas parade in Arizona.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Isn't that great?
That's impressive.
Yeah. And so we're just keep it going.
Yes, that's good.
Yep. So our sponsors for that are diamond sponsors, Herald Review Media and SSVEC. Gold sponsors, ASRC Federal and Cox Communications. Silver, Lolly Automotive and Jacobs. And our copper sponsors, Canyon Vista Medical Center and General Dynamics IT and Cochise Internet Services, CIS.
Good.
And then we have the Santa Fly-In on December 9th. I'm almost done, I promise. December 9th, we have the Santa Fly-In. As you know, Santa and Mrs. Claus fly in and land in an air evac helicopter, and they land in the Cal Ranch parking lot. And that's free, open to the public. Bring the kids out. You get to climb through the helicopter, and fire trucks are out there, and Santa and Mrs. Claus go inside Cal Ranch, and you just line up and you get to see Santa and Mrs. Claus. And so that'll start at 10 a.m. on December 9th. And then Light Up Sierra Vista, we do that every year, and registration will be opening soon for that.
Well, somebody calls you lazy.
And those
That's
are the
a
things
lot.
we do with the chamber.
Yes.
So, and then we have all of our other partnerships and support that we do throughout southeastern Arizona. But, you know, we do everything in partnership. And doing it in partnership lightens load for everybody.
It does.
But we get a lot done.
Partnerships, relationships, networks.
Absolutely.
When we started off, you and I talking about this on your show here today, it's all about a great community.
Mhm.
And I did it that way too. It's just a great community, and you got the right people in the right positions. Thank you so much.
Well, and thank you. We appreciate everything that you do. And, you know, I know that we're all behind you here to
Thank you. Thank you,
support
everybody.
southeastern Arizona and see what we can do about getting the feds to step in and support, because we are still part of the United States.
Yes.
Yes.
I remind them.
And I know you do.
Conversations.
So protecting our corner down here is just as important as protecting any other
That's
corner or state or county. So yeah, but we'll continue to work together.
right. Melanie, thank you.
And then November 4th, the charity ride.
Charity ride, come on out. You can
That's
register online to Sheriff's Office. You go to the Sheriff's Department, you'll see our registration. Come out and spend a day with us. And if you're not going to ride, or you want to ride a motorcycle or an off-road or Jeep side by side, you can still come out and participate in the auctions and the raffles and things like that. So come on out that day and just say hi. You can come out and just say hi to us.
Absolutely. And October 24th, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Herald Review Media. Come out and have some face-to-face conversations with Sheriff Dannels.
Looking forward to it.
All
Thank you,
right.
everyone.
That's all we have. We are the Sierra Vista Area Chamber, your chamber for 60